exploited that to convert it to electricity, and we were able to produce cheap electricity. And that cheap electricity was able to support the industries, and the industries were able to beneficiate our own minerals, were able to get people into jobs, and then the South African economy was able to grow. So that's the history of how we industrialize. So you can go to Mpumalanga, the small towns of Mpumalanga, you will see that those are bustling economic spaces. People are into jobs, they are getting decent salaries, they are well skilled, they work in the mines, they work in the logistics, they work in the coal-fired power stations, and they are the ones who are able to give us this electricity. But now we say we must decarbonize. We must move away from coal as much as possible and find new sources of energy. So we've been able to find the most reliable source of energy, and that is the sun. That's the one advantage we have over the European countries. The second advantage we found is that in this area, where there's good quality sun, one of the best in the whole world, it's only Namibia and the Australian outback that can compete with the Northern Cape. The other big advantage we have the land. That can be found in the Northern Cape. And you can see since 2010, we have made investments of over 300 billion rand in renewable energy. 80% of that is in the Northern Cape. But what is the difference between Mpumalanga and the Northern Cape? The difference is here. When you go to Mpumalanga, the people of Mpumalanga are working in the mines. The people of Mpumalanga are working in the coal-fired power station. When you come to the Northern Cape, the people of the Northern Cape are watching. They are not participating in that economy. Despite the fact that I just said to you that 80% of the 300 billion rand we have invested since 2010 on renewable energy is in the Northern Cape. But you are unemployed. The most impoverished communities, the poorest communities in this country are found in this area. And yet you are sitting on wealth. Myself and the DM, on the advice of the discussions we have had in the 7th administration, is that it must change. And I must say that Premier Zamani, Dr. Zamani Sol, has been very vocal to say that we can't help you to keep the lights on, but we don't see the benefits. So essentially what you are doing is that you are exporting opportunities. Premier Sol always makes a point, and I'm able to confirm it. If you go to these solar parks, solar farms, you go to some of the mines here. If you want to meet the CEOs of these solar parks, if you want to meet he wants to meet the CEO of the mines here, you must either go to Johannesburg or go to Cape Town. And the people of this area are impoverished. So we say it must change. It can't be the case that when your children and grandchildren want opportunities, they must abandon their ancestors. Because they are graves, I'm sure. This shows that you are the original people of here. But if you want an opportunity, you must go 1,000 kilometers out and start a new life there and abandon your own community. And that's why you don't see the kind of development that we desire. And that's why we decided that when we come to Vaalputs, we're going to make new investments to the point that my brother raised earlier on the central interim storage facility. We'll be making investments over 2 billion. People must feel that there's an investment in our area. And that investment must induce other infrastructure investment. So it's one thing to build Vaalputs, invest 2 billion, and then you still travel on gravel roads. And there is something fundamentally wrong. So I'm not making a promise to you, I'll come back. No, it's important because the credibility is very important. Someone says, we've heard this before. People came and said the following, made commitments and say no, or promises, and nothing happened. We will come back and tell you, because you need to classify the road, whether it's a provincial road, national road. But for Vaalputs, if we are going to have the central interim storage facility, it means it's a national key point. A national key point means it's a very, very important facility in the life of the country. And therefore the infrastructure that supports it must show that it's a national key point. My brother, you are absolutely right. That whatever we do must not undermine the pristine of the area and the attractiveness for tourism. So we built Quebec in Cape Town. And criticism was that we built Quebec close to a center of economic activity that is Cape Town, that we are going to kill tourism. If anything, tourists have not gone away because the safety of the technology is tested and is known. And that's why it's important that engagement with you is placed in high regard, because you must have the comfort that we are not just dumping dangerous material because you don't matter. We have no way to take it to a way to dump it with the poor people. No, that's not the case. We are going to use the waste as a catalyst for economic development in the area. There's a regulator who's independent from me and even Premier Sol, even President Ramokgopa, who will make a determination if the measures we have introduced guarantee the safety of our people and their resources, the aquifers, the underground water, whatever you call it. And I'm confident that we are going to tick all of those boxes. So we said we can't come into an area, celebrate the fact that Enroy is taking over, and pretend that there are no people. So we will come to you, and that's why we are here. We are taking the notes. So today is not for us to make speeches, it's to hear what you are saying. We will take the notes. Premier Sol has made a commitment with regards to the school and the ambulance, and then we'll come back with regards to what will be the supporting infrastructure and the opportunities associated with Vaalputs, so that we've got the comfort that indeed our lives are going to change. When I was talking to the team, and in fact yesterday we had a long discussion, and just to the point of the point that was raised by me, so it's an important point. I asked the question, so we did a similar exercise next to Pelindaba. So we've got 3 reactors in the country. 2 are in town, Quebec, and 1 is in Pelindaba. So I asked Nexa, here's Pelindaba. Next to Pelindaba, there's a township. In Pelindaba, that's where we do the isotopes. That's the ones we use nuclear to detect and cure your cancer. We're the most advanced in the world. So you can't have a facility called Pelindaba that its success relies on the pipeline, the availability of nuclear scientists. And then you have a township adjacent to it that can produce the best med students to go and pursue nuclear science. So I asked the question, why can't we do the same? And I was told that in this area, and when they just said in this area, so I got to know that there's no high school here. But whichever high school they refer to, they say that they don't teach, they only teach kids in matric maths literacy. So they don't do advanced math. So it means in this area, you'll never have a nuclear scientist. You'll never have an engineer. So you are just, if you like, a neglected community that can participate meaningfully in the economic advancement of this country. I'm sure that must come to an end. And that's a conversation we want to have with the Premier Sol. It's good to have policemen and policewomen. It's good to have our paramedics there. It's good to have teachers. But we also need scientists. We need doctors. We need engineers. It can't be the case that it's only people who are coming from major economic centers, Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban, who have these opportunities. And for your children to access them, they must travel thousands of kilometers away. And we're saying that this is something that ought to change. And we must write a scripture that says, with the transfer of the license from Nexa to Enrabi, we're able to start a new chapter with him. So we want to do exactly that with him. Mr. Rousseau has shared with us his experiences since 1986. But certainly we don't want his grandchildren to have the same experience as his. He fought the battle, and his battle must mean something. The victory of that battle must be such that there's qualitative and meaningful economic opportunities that are extended to the people of this area. He has not seen it. He's a pensioner now. But his grandchildren must see it. And that's our intention. So we want to work with you. And I promise wherever we are, we deliver. When we came into the office, we said we can't end load shedding. Load shedding we have ended. And it's thanks to the work that we are coming to you, we say we'll work with you to ensure that we extend the opportunities to yourself. It's my first time. I thought I knew South Africa. It's my first time I come here to a community that is less affluent than where I come from. So I can see the struggles of our people. We travel on gravel from that side to this side. The last time I saw a gravel road is when I go to my rural village. You experience it on a daily basis. He will bring the ambulance here. You can imagine someone who's a patient, or even a patient is about to heavily expectant a lady. You must drive her to hospital, and then it's gravel after gravel. The child. So I am making this point not because it's a joke, because that is your experience. That for you to experience a surface road, you must go to town. Surely it can happen 31 years after democracy. And that's why myself, the Premier and the DM, we will work with you. When you see me coming here, we will come, we'll announce to the mayor. Because clearly the municipality and the province will not have the money that is required to build those homes. The money must come from somewhere. And myself and the deputy minister have seen it. And I give you my assurance that we will come back. But Vaalputs will be a catalyst for growth in this area. That much I can promise you. Thank you very much.